cut that intro short just because Bobbeth is running late. It is Wednesday morning. No, BobbethTV is live. You know what that means. We are here live. Another episode of Mud Mule TV coming your way. We've got one more race to go. Just one more race to go in the Grassroots Racing Series. We have round 8 champion for the Grassroots Racing Series. Travis McDonald will take that one out tonight. Last win in the series. Rub that one in there at the Grassroots Racing Series. Bit of limited late models here at Federated Auto Parts Raceway at I-55 in the USA. Currently in qualifying, so we'll get over to our time. Let's see where everyone is going to start the last race. That one, I don't know what that audio output was. I think it might have been echoing. We'll see how we go there. Let's see. Twitch is still buffering. Don't believe it is. Okay, now that actually looks almost live for once. Thank God. All right, John Bennett returning here tonight for the final race of the Grassroots Racing Series. Pulls out quick time 12.06.5. Josh Roberts 12.108. Sorry, 12.121 for Chad Putterbold. Travis McDonald 12.153. 12.172 for that top 5 finish for Chris Standridge there. We've got 13 drivers: Dawson Potter, Mike Butler, Mike Manise, Wayne Bridges, Brian Angel, Von Mead, Mike Davis, and Richard Jackson round out the rest of that field. Brian Angel in the chat. Welcome back, John. It has been quite some time since we've had the one on our screens. Computer issues have kept him off the track for this season, but he is back. Excuse moi. Dawson also in the chat. Welcome back, John. Behind the scenes, though, they'd be like, damn it, John's back. He's going to beat me. Oh, my God. No, I'm joking. No, they're all mates. John Bennett is the heartbreaker and can be known to take a race at the last moment. But take out a race as in win it. Sorry, in the last one. Josh Roberts. Who's John? The driver has registered. Richard Jackson out on the track at 12.565 as he gets that car up to speed. Still got a minute though to pull out a good lap. This is Sutton Racing with us again. Team Yoda Racing and YouTube. Welcome back, John. So everyone giving John the love, even Josh. You may not seem it, but he is. 50 laps, Federated Auto Parts Raceway, limited late models. That is our racing action here tonight. We'll have some, 3 heat races to get the cars sorted for the lineup. And then we'll have our 50 lap feature race. We might talk to 2 different people here tonight. We might be able to talk to the winner of the race as well as Travis McDonald, the winner of the Grassroots Racing Series Championship. But I'm sure Travis will want to try and take out the actual championship himself. Guys, we had bottles of water. Just grabbing one. There we go. As they start to get ready to line up on the grid, heat 1. Brentwood, the 2G Brentwood in the chat. as well. Welcome, brother. There we go. John Bennett, the returning John Bennett. Jonathan Foxworth, front row. Wayne Bridges and Dawson Potter will be on that second row. Mike Davis on that third and final row. Track map's broken. Let's fix that up. Oh, looks like John Bennett is going to be testing out the equipment. He's gone rear of field. That means that front row is Dawson Potter and Jonathan Foxworth. Wayne Bridges, Mike Davis, second row. Third row will be John Bennett. Wish I could stop coughing, I really do. All congested and horrible. Pace car's left of the track. My coffee's about a minute away. Braden Carter, thanks for the like, brother. Appreciate you. And get it back again. 2 laps remain. One moment, guys. Checkered flag has been waved. Let's get to those results. Heat 1 in the books. It's going to be Wayne Bridges in 5th place. John Bennett finishing in 4th. Mike Davis 3rd. Dawson Potter 2nd. But Jonathan Foxworth got in another pole position to start in a feature race this week with that win. Let's get over to the grid for this one. It's going to be Josh Robertson, Travis McDonald, Mike Butler, and Brian Angel. Richard Jackson rounds out that 3rd field placement. All right, let me just get that set up. Let me just go give the coffee to the missus. This is BobbethTV. Where is she? Oh, she's that way. Bloody Ubers. They order shit, they never send to everything. It's useless. Good thing it was only a double up of drinks, not my actual drink. Alright, off we go and racing heat 2 underway. Roberts, Travis McDonald, side by side there. So there might have been a little bit of contact at the back. Richard Jackson coming to a stop. No yellow flag though. Oh. The track map still doing its thing. we go. Josh Roberts falling back into second there. Points leader, championship winner, grassroots championship winner by the end of this night. Travis McDonald here will line up on that front row alongside Jonathan Foxworth, it seems, as we get the white flag lap. Josh there in second. There is the finish to that one. We didn't get to the results, Bob. Let's get to those real quick before we get to our final 4-car heat for the grassroots racing series. So Richard Jackson in 5th, Brian Angel 4th, Mike Butler finished 3rd, Josh Roberts 2nd. Travis McDonald will take out the Heat 2 victory. All right. Heat 3, Chad Putterball, Chris Standridge on that front row. Mike Moniz and Von Mead will be on the second row. Bacon in my mouth. Sorry about that, guys. Well, looks like Chris has crashed. Oh, there, looks like the car just over-rotated. Oh no, Chad come up the track a bit. Squeezed Chris into the wall. Look at that tyre. They're rolling past. Off we go in racing. Chris Standridge is staying in the pits. The other 3 lads off and racing. Mike Moniz, Von Mead, Chad Putterball. Side by side as we come around the oh, that was 1 and 2. That was after the race show. I thought they were still side by side racing there. Right, Chris Standridge 4th place. Chad Putterball finished in 3rd. Sorry, it's found a pile of sauce in my face. Ugh. Chad Putterball in 3rd. Chris Standridge in 4th. Chad Putterball in 3rd. Von Mead finished 2nd. Mike Moniz was our winner in this race. All right, our feature race, 50 laps, Federated Auto Parts Raceway. At the end of this race, we will award a championship to one of our drivers, most likely the man on the front row alongside Jonathan Foxworth, Travis McDonald. His main competitor is Mike Moniz on the second row behind him with Dawson Potter. Third row is going to be Josh Robertson, Von Mead. Fourth row, Mike Davis and Mike Butler. Chad Putterball and John Bennett on that fifth row. Sixth row is going to be Brian Angel and Chris Standridge, Richard Jackson and Wayne Bridges. Round out the rest of that field. Coffee and roll before this race gets started. Alright, sorry about that. I took a big bite of my roll thinking I could squeeze it in before they got the race actually started. And there has been a pretty decent crash. The yellow flag has come out. We're just going to try and get back to it and see what happens. Looks like Von Mead. Mike Davis, possibly. Little contact with Dawson Potter there. Oh, and there it is there. And then, yeah, the rest of the car's just unable to get through that line. Looks like Richard Jackson has retired. So just 13 cars remain in this field. John Bennett, Travis McDonald on that. No, it's not John Bennett. Travis McDonald, John Fox, sorry, on that front row. Josh Roberts, Mike Manise, Chad Putterball, Chris Standridge, Mike Butler, Brian Angel, Mike Davis, Wayne and Bridges, Josh Putterball, and John Bennett. Currently our race leader. Josh Roberts in at second. Chad Putterball, Chris Standridge third and fourth. Mike Manise and Travis McDonald follow that computer and at sixth. Mike Butler, Brian Angel seventh and eighth. Dawson Potter. Then Mike Davis, Von Mead, Wayne Bridges, John Bennett. Just a moment, guys. I'm just going to do something really quickly, and I'll be back. Sorry about that. Lap 14 of 50. All right, 18 of 50. Coming up on the halfway mark, only about 7-8 laps to go until we get to the halfway mark of this 50-lap limited late model battle here at Federated Auto Parts Raceway at I-55. This is the Knuckleheadz iRacing League's Grassroots Racing Series. Chris and Jonathan battling it out. No, Chris and Jonathan. Chris and Josh. Sorry, Jonathan is our race leader. Up on lap 25. Chris Sanders is our current race leader. Jonathan Foxworth up high though. In second, Relative does get himself into first from time to time, but Chris is the race leader. Josh Roberts down there in third. And I think we will see Mike Butler in the green machine coming out blue. Travis McDonald 88 as well back there. Well, 7.33 looks like that is currently a quick time. 12.737, pretty damn close to it though. Chad Putterbowl in 7th with 12.737, 12.711. Chris Standridge. Alright, sorry about that. Get some info to Bobbeth. This is BobbethTV. lap 38 of 50 Grassroots Racing Series. Final race. We've had 11 weeks of racing. 3 nights a week, 5 races a week. 5 races over those 3 nights. That is a 55. This is our 60th race in this competition. Chris Standridge still our race leader. Jonathan Foxworth, Josh Roberts, Mike Butler, Mike Moniz, the 5. Travis McDonald, Chad Bluewell, Brian Angel, Bond Mead, Dawson Potter, the 10. Mike Davis, John Bennett, Wayne Bridges, the 11 to 13. On the leaderboard, the 00 on your screens, the green 00. That is Mike Butler. He is trying to do everything he can. You can see Mike Moniz coming from behind. If he hasn't got mirrors, you can definitely hear him. As we get to the last handful of laps. Quick one here today, just 30 minutes into the broadcast and 11 minutes into the feature race, and we are only 4 laps away from the finale of this Grassroots Racing Series being completed. Short's back there in third, trying to fend off Mike Butler, who's trying to fend off Mike Moniz. There's so many battles going on here. Jonathan Foxworth, the B-Main Bandit, he is trying to catch up to Chris Standridge. He wants that win back, but with 2 and a bit laps to go, you've got to think it's over. Vicky Shula, YouTube Vicky. Hey Vic, God, I've missed you, Vicky. You have been one awesome constant throughout the Grassroots Racing Series. And prior when it was Lon and Chad in the DWR racing team. So no, appreciate you. She says in the YouTube chat, thank you for all you do, Bob. No, appreciate you guys. I do this for these guys. And I think we just jinxed Chad. I think Chad just crashed. Damn it! Yeah, I put it out there in the world so everyone can see how awesome these guys are. I've got the easiest and luckiest job in the world as we get to our checkered flag. And this one is done and dusted. So we can officially score Travis McDonald as our Grassroots Racing champion. But the winner for tonight's race, Chris Standridge for Outcast Racing. Let's go through the whole field though first, before we get to chat to him. So Nerd Herd Racing's Richard Jackson, 14th. Wayne Bridges in 3rd. John Bennett in 12th. Mo Digging Mafia's Mike Davis in 11th. Top 10, Mediocre Racing's Von Mead. KHR's Dawson Potter in 9th. Chad Putterball in 8th. They're here for Dirt Warrior Racing. Yoda Outlaws Brian Angel in 7th. Champion, Grassroots champion, Travis McDonald finished in 6th place. 5th, Mike Moniz for Team Southern Sim Racing. Yoda Outlaws, Mike Butler in 4th. Josh Roberts for J&J Motorsports in 3rd. The B-Main Bandit, Jonathan Foxworth in 2nd. But Outcast Racing driver Chris Standridge is our winner. So he will be the gentleman that we get to talk to first. So let's get over to the Discord. All right, that wraps up 11 weeks of Grassroots Racing Series action. We've got 2 people to talk to today. One, the winner of our race here tonight, and of course, then the champion, Chris Standridge. Mate, limited late models, 11 spots back you started, and ended up at the front of the pack when it mattered. Congratulations on that win. Limited late models, was that something coming into tonight that you're pretty good in the 358? I know you say sometimes you're not, but you always seem to be a favourite in the 358s. Also a favourite in the street stocks. Was limited late mod, not street stocks, sorry, sprint cars. Limited late models. Is that something you expected to do well in tonight? Yeah, yeah. The more throttle control relied on, the worse we go. I'm in that boat. I'm not going to put you in that. Now, yeah, Federated Auto Parts Raceway, I-55, such a mouthful of a track, and I tried to shorten it. I was going to call it FAPA at I-55, but I felt that that was worse than Federated Auto Parts Raceway. Um, there we go. Yeah, that was the old name, wasn't it? Peevely. Yeah, yeah. Um, but he put on a good race tonight. Like it seemed to it didn't look like there were two very distinct lanes, but it definitely looked like he had more of a choice. Like you were getting that race lead. You were battling Jonathan Foxworth on the low line, which more often than not we see in these races that if the guy who's got the high, like you can be quicker through 1 and 2, through 3 and 4 on that low line, but the run out of the exits is where it sometimes falls over. How did you overcome that? All right, we've got some audio issues. Apparently, they interviewee people can't hear you talking, so let's try something over here. Um, just say something mean about Kelly McKellen for me.
Uh, I can't. Kelly's a good guy.
There we go. Now we've got you now. I think you were coming through my microphone via my headphones. My mic sensitivity is out of this world at the moment. I can't fix it. So Josh was just saying he can barely hear you, but I can see you coming through loud and clear now. We won't go back and make you reword some of those answers at all. But what a competition! I know you obviously weren't able to race fully with the grassroots racing series, but if we have a look, if I find you here, um, towards the end, when you did run the first few races, you were, looked like you had a bit of bad luck, but you did finish pretty high, both last week and on the what that looks to be about the eighth or ninth round. Uh, as well. Do you reckon we'll see you when with the return of the normal? Sorry, hiccups. I always come at the wrong time. The normal Knuckleheadz Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or sorry, Sunday, Monday, Sunday night, Tuesday night competition American. The regular press season. Are you going to try and sort of be a bit more involved in any one of those championships? You're going to chase a title this season?
No, I always go for it. It just really depends on life and schedule.
Life. Yep. Yep. Yep.
I got
Yep.
a new job this week. I'm at a new school, so
Congratulations. Yeah, I heard about that.
yeah, yeah. It's I'm excited for it, but it's I don't know what that means for scheduling and stuff. So we'll see how it goes. But there's some they've been talking about the new series coming up, and there's some really cool racing coming up and stuff that I do better in. So I'm looking forward to it.
Excellent, excellent. Well, even if you can cherry pick some of those important races and just get out there and then oh, I bumped the play button on my keyboard. My Spotify just fired up. Sorry about that, guys. Devil's music playing there. Even if you can just do sort of what I tasked Josh with and some of the other guys with this season, and sort of tasked you with mentally while we when with the racing was that as long as anyone else other than Mike and Travis got top points and made them work for it throughout the last few races of the season, it was always going to try and bring it down to the wire. Unfortunately, I think there was about a 3 point buffer that really took the race out of Mike's hands here today. So even still having someone sort of make those two work for those extra points is just great. So it's been yourself, Josh Roberts, I know has been putting in a pretty good effort as well. And that's what we like. And the other thing to do is give you guys credit. Obviously, 11 weeks of racing, 3 nights a week, 5 races. That's, by my math, 55 races. 14 cars in today's race. We had 17 earlier in the week. Between 14 and 17 seems to have been the run. So I think the combo of the cars and the guys, the drivers, and things like that has just been so good that it's prompted a lot of people to not sort of fall off at the end where they've gone, okay, I'm well out. Like let's not pick on anyone in particular, but I can see someone here that was in today's race that is on 112 points. So well and truly out of the championship season. But actually, no, that's a bad one. He's not in today's race. There we go, 123 points. But they still come along. They still do their best. They still challenge themselves. And, everyone's always got something to learn from the races. Was there anything, not anything revelation-wise or anything, but did you sort of pick up anything during this race that you sort of wasn't expecting? Was there a sort of a line that you took or a move that you made that you didn't think was going to pay off, or was it a risky sort of shot?
I knew the bottom would come back in, but I didn't think it would until much later in the race. I just took a risk trying to pass Chad down low, and I didn't expect it to work. And fortunately, it stuck. And like I said earlier, it just got lucky that the other guys didn't come down sooner, and that was it's a really good race car driver, old guy that runs around here. He won a couple weeks back. I told him good job. He said, "Well, you know what? Even a blind squirrel finds a nut once in a while, so I'll take it."
Yep. Broken clocks right twice a day, all of that sort of stuff.
There you go, yep.
Josh Roberts' famous quote: "Rather be lucky than good." Look, it's just, as I say, it's a testament to the drivers. There's been so many people that have been at top 5, hasn't been consistent all season. It's been quite fluid. Some drivers, just due to issues or life, have come and gone, and it's allowed other drivers to really step up and take the reins. We spoke about this, I think, a season or two ago, and in the last couple of seasons. Dawson Potter is a fine example of someone who looked like he was just missing that one little opportunity to get over the line, and once he got it, he was going to break free, and he did, and he's like, this season he's been consistently in the top 5. Now Jonathan Foxworth, I feel like, is the guy to watch next season. He was consistently up there in the dance, up there in the chase. To the point where the last few races he was, he scored a couple of feature starts, pole position starts. So no, pat yourselves on the back. You've done awesome work in terms of just racing the competition out, but sharing the knowledge, sharing the skill sets, getting other people better to make you better has just been the order of the season, and it's worked so well. Thankfully, John Bennett didn't come out tonight and break any hearts. Obviously, just testing out the equipment. But no, you're able to get it done, man. Congratulations. And as I say, 11 spots. That is definitely the Hard Charger Award for the race as well. Patience and just making the right moves obviously was the order of the day for you there.
It was fun.
Awesome, my man. Look, always a pleasure. It's been a while since you and I have actually sat in a voice chat and had a bit of a yarn. Let's not keep it the same time frame this time. Definitely. Look, if we just have to jump into a voice chat just to say g'day, it doesn't have to be a win. Just But good luck with the new job. Good luck. I know, obviously, that is a massive challenge. We won't dox what sort of, I was going to say we won't dox what you do, but you've sort of half said it already. But no, you have one of the most important roles someone that can have, and you do it well. You're a great bloke, man. I wish you all the best of success in that new job. I wish you the best of success on the track as well. Dear friends, so I know you're going to kill it. But before we let you go, friends, family, sponsors, who do you need to give a shout out to for making this stuff possible?
Just first a shout out to my wife and who lets me do this. Big time. Shout out to Josh and really Wayne and John, who especially really Wayne Bridges. Man, that guy has been working overtime this whole season to keep this stuff going with all the computer problems that everybody's had and what have you. And he just whenever I've got a complaint or somebody's got a complaint, we always seem to go to Wayne and complain, and he he just he listens to us and lets us get it out of our system and what have you. So he's a good guy. And shout out, you're talking about the luck on some of these guys. Some of these guys, we got one or two guys who are usually up at the top, but there's a lot of guys like Dawson, and I've seen Michael Butler was up there tonight. It's just a lot of times it's just a little bit of matter of luck. If they can get it to go the right way, they're right up there at the front. So it's been real fun watching everybody all season.
Yeah, the Yoda Outlaws boys, they're another group that I'd like to mention. Brian Angel finished 7th. He's normally the front runner for the Yoda boys, but Mike Butler, as you said, up there in 4th. Brian Angel back there in 7th. He's another guy that has been consistently up in that top 5, and I think the only reason he wasn't really within that challenge was if we went back through the points, he came in within, like, I think about a quarter of the way into the race. So he'd already missed a couple of sort of battles. But I think with the consistency and stuff like that, those Yoda boys probably would have been a little bit further up the table. So another group, yeah, that we're going to watch and keep an eye on throughout the upcoming seasons, because I feel like with a full calendar under their belt, they're going to be another group that they're going to be in the chase for sure.
Yeah, those guys have been a huge boost to the group. They're so polite. They're so nice. They're just really good guys. And if they accidentally hit you, I mean, they're super apologetic about it. They've really added to the group a lot.
Awesome, man. Well, look, I'll let you go. You enjoy the rest of your Tuesday night. Yeah, Tuesday night is the right day of the week for the Americans. Yeah, that's us for the Knuckleheadz iRacing League for now. So I won't have a chance to speak to you in that sort of capacity. I guess if we go by usual time frames, probably in a couple of weeks, say 2 weeks from now, is generally the sort of the gap. But I'll talk to the boys, and that's the sort of relationship we've got. They're just putting money into my PayPal account and saying, hey, we've paid for this day's worth of racing, and I don't even worry about working out what we're doing on what days or when. It's just, okay, cool, let me know when we're back again, because it's such a joy. It's such a brilliant group. And like I say, I've made some amazing lifelong friends out of it as well. So, no, that is awesome, man. Congratulations yet again, Hard Charger and Victor of the Dirt Limited late models here at Federated Auto Parts Raceway at I-55, or I should have just said PV like we were going to agree on. Damn it. Have a good night, man. We'll talk soon.
Have a good one.
See ya. All right, that was Chris Standridge, our winner here tonight. We're just going to find Travis McDonald, who his work is never done. We had this yesterday where he straight into the admin review channel with the boys, just to look over any concerns that the people may have in the race, things like that. So we'll give him a few moments to talk that out. That'll give me a moment to have a few more sips on my coffee. I might even wake up right before the end of this broadcast. Chad and Dawson in the chat. Congratulations on the win, Chris. Congratulations on the championship, Travis. All right. While we're waiting for Travis, we do have one more dirt race to go tomorrow. That will be the KMKZ Promotions Nationals Hell Tour 2025. That will be super late model racing on our screens. I don't think Travis wants an interview. I will need him to hurry. So if anyone is listening and can get him a message, I do have something I need to get to straight after this, unfortunately. Oh, there we go. Sorry, I don't have the dunks, so I thought I'd better quickly check. Streamer mode is a pain in the butt. All right, this man actually managed to lock in the champion. Well, no, technically not true. Was awarded the championship before today's race via Mike Moniz, but up until right now, I've been operating on the concept that a winner of one of our races gets 10 points. However, the winner of our races gets 14 points. So with a 13-point lead coming into tonight's battle, had Mike Moniz won the race, had Travis finished outside of no, there was only 14 drivers. No, you were there was no way that you were losing this championship. You could have shared it possibly, but yeah, he was quite happy to concede that title to you prior to the start of tonight's race with a very cool image that he created. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to quickly save that, and let's get that up on the screen while we talk. But congratulations, Travis. 55 races, 11 weeks, 3 nights a week. We're finally here, the end of the Grassroots Racing Series. And when it was all said and done, you are the champion of our Grassroots Racing Series. So probably, we can almost certainly say the best sort of multi-car track combo driver out there on the field. Let's get that up on the screen. There it is, right there. A lot of congratulations for you in the chat. So definitely one of the fan favorites, and obviously one of the McDonald. Not the another McDonald with a championship.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right.
It's been a good season. I mean, it's been a tough season in a
Mm,
way.
mm, mm. Definitely has been. I think if we look at the races, obviously 55 races over 11 weeks, 3 nights a week. But if we look at the lap counts in those races, there had been a handful of races, probably a quarter of those races that were quite cautious, quite lengthy in yellow flags, things like that. Some of the combos were just insane. I mean, we started off the very, very first race in. Oh, Mike Manish, you can only gain 8 points in a night, Bob, and that went to 7 with only 14 cars. Ah, okay. All right. So that makes sense. So most nights are double points nights because you've got 2 races. That's why it looked like you got that. Okay. Thanks, Mike. Appreciate you. I need him in my ear at all times. He has been ever so helpful. The amount of times I've been saying things, and if I go silent, it's because Mike's just sent me a message with an update. And he has been oh so helpful all throughout the season. So yeah, it's he wins the BobbethTV Driver Award. Martabo in the chat, come in right at the end of the race, Marty, but appreciate it, brother. We're just talking with Travis McDonald. He's the Grassroots Racing Series champion. Grassroots Racing Series are finally coming to an epic conclusion. Now, talk us through that race. You did get up there into the count a bit. You also did go down the field a little bit in terms of the Hard Charger Tough Luck Award. You did fall 4 spots from your front row outside pole starting position. What was your biggest obstacle out there tonight? Was it more just trying to don't worry about sort of making positions, but just get to the finish?
Well, to be honest with you, I I held back for the first 25 laps. I figured there'd been a caution, like I really did.
Yep.
So I kind of just held back in half, 3/4 throttle, just took my time. Then when we got like 28 laps in, I thought, everybody's still passed. Yeah, I better go in case there ain't a caution. And of course there wasn't. And it didn't pay off. I started catching the front guys. Then I smacked the wall once pretty hard in my
You
left
did,
front
yeah.
inside wall. Then after that, it's like I couldn't catch them. So I don't know if it done something or what happened, but I started just kind of hanging there with it. I mean, I gained them a little, but not like I was. So I don't know if that had an effect with it or if the front guys, maybe found out which line I may have been running. I don't know. They finally hit the line I was hitting, and that's how I was catching them. And then it could have went away a little, but it was weird. Like normally we have a caution towards the end of the race, or at least 10 to go or something in that big of a race. But I'm thankfully we didn't. I mean, I enjoyed not having a caution in the race. It was pretty fun.
Yeah, and look, it's tough to sort of build your race. You can sort of come into a race and go, okay, look, we know there's going to be cautions here. It's going to be a cautious race. Turns 1 and 2 might be tricky, or it's hard to get up to speed, or whatever. And you can sort of be prepared for it and know that if you're smart and take your time, you can get past a couple of the wrecks, make your way up through the field. But relying on, or not necessarily relying on it, but hoping that happens can be unfruitful. A lot of the times, like you say, limited late models, or late models in itself, the sprint cars, and outside of the non sort of standard types of cars, things like midgets or dirt legends, stuff like that, they have been the more traditionally cautious sort of races. The cars a little bit longer, tracks, obviously trying to find that right line. Chris mentioned tonight that the inside line seemed to have come in a bit early, and he was able to get onto that. And he thinks that might have been what helped him keep that race, in that a lot of you guys behind him were sort of still playing with that mid to high line, which, like I said to him, isn't a bad strategy. We've seen plenty of you guys win that race, just sticking to that high line, just continuing to wind that rubber band. Josh Roberts is one that's more than capable of doing it. We've seen you do it. We've seen some races to the finish because of it. But no, look, Chris just taking that gamble and getting down a bit lower, I think, had helped. But looking at the race speed, looking at the times between all the different cars, there were 2 distinct gaps. First to 6th, 7th to about 9th, and then Mike Davis, John Bennett, and Wayne Bridges a lap down. But those cars, they were also tightly packed. There were times there where the middle car might have had a run on the car in front of him, but had to deal with the guy behind him. It was everyone had such a good run on each other that it was really hard to focus on one direction. You had to sort of, keep one set of eyes in the back of your head on that guy. Limited late models, not often do they run mirrors. Did we run mirrors tonight? I don't think we did.
Yes,
You
we
did.
did.
You did. Did that help at all, or did it just allow people to get in your head a bit more?
I'm no mirror guy. Like,
Yeah.
I enjoy mirrors sometimes. Don't bother me that way. Like if you're pacing and somebody in front of you checks up, it might give you an opportunity to dodge out somebody's way in case they weren't paying attention and not hitting your rear end. But when it comes to racing, I really don't pay no attention to it. It has no purpose for me because I watch my relative and I'm focused on my line. And if I'm too tight on the relative, obviously I ain't gonna try to come up. I made a boo boo last night and got Foxworth and the 358s at a door. I had like about 3 thousandths of a second. I thought, well, I got room. Then when I come up, I felt him. I was like, oh crap! So that outside lane there again was like a banjo string. Here, he had so much more momentum than I did.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's the other thing to consider, obviously, with that momentum is your race line. Sometimes you can get that momentum off of your comfortable race line. So it's one thing to be able to sort of catch up to the guy to put the pressure on, but then having that little bit extra in reserve to, get by them, get around them, or hopefully get that unforced error can be a bit of a gamble. Like I said to Chris, and I've said to Josh, said a few of you guys in the past, a lot of you guys, a lot of us drivers that don't often enjoy a lot of success, we'd rather be lucky than good. Because we feel like lucky brings you more results, and I feel like that was the case here tonight with some of those drivers. What did someone say? Even an idiot squirrel finds at least one nut or something. Broken clocks right twice a day. There's some great sayings that sort of emphasize just how. And I don't mean this in a negative way, but how little we see of ourselves quality-wise. But then at the same time, all these other drivers will look at us and go, "Man, if it wasn't for you doing that, I wouldn't have learnt this." And everyone holds everyone in such high esteem, regardless of how you see yourself. And it's just been such an amazing combination of drivers. Like, I'm looking forward. I haven't heard exactly what, but I've heard whispers that this upcoming new season is looking pretty cool. Looking pretty good with the car comp, and the races that you guys are generating. So I don't think it's going to stop here with the Grassroots Racing Series. I've said it before, every season you guys elevate the competition. And where you're going to go from here, I don't know, because I feel like this has been the best comp that you guys have put on. That just every season they just outdo themselves.
Yeah, I mean, it is, and we're gonna change it up a little bit next year. I don't think Wayne's gonna run any 358s or big blocks. We're gonna go a different way, just to try something out new, kind of like the mini stock deal. Try a new car out, see what happens. And that's just like it's weird in one way. I mean, last season, we was all trying to catch Cody and Lon. Well, I mean, Lon was back in points, but he was winning a bunch of races.
Yes.
And to be honest, in one way, I mean, that made me faster because I was trying to figure out, hey, how are they doing this? How are they running? How are they running off and leaving us so bad sometimes? And Cody, he just lucky as crap when it comes to a wreck. Like, there would be 10 car Paula in front of him, and he got through it somehow. I mean, that was one thing that helped him a bunch, but also is trying to just run the same constant lap. Don't try nothing out of the way. Stay smooth, And I noticed that between Lon and a few others, that helped a whole lot.
No, it definitely did. And that's just an example, as I say, of what the guys sort of pick up. You don't have to be within those battles. You just have to see what the guys have been doing and how they handle certain situations. And try that. I know that obviously with the changes to qualifying, being able to get out and see how people qualify has helped as well. And it's one thing, like we mentioned before, you guys don't hold back. It's not like, it's not always the case, but it's not like, oh, I taught you everything you know, not everything I know. you guys do. You literally just open that textbook and sort of say, hey, what are you struggling with? This is how you fix that. What are you struggling with? This is how you fix that. How do you do that? Awesome. I'm going to try that myself.
Right.
And it is. It's just such there's absolutely zero gatekeeping in this league in terms of information or advice or things like that. We've seen guys giving people advice that's caused them to win, to beat them, and that whether or not they do it in silence and sort of go, damn, I didn't want to lose that, they still pat themselves on the back and go, I just made that guy a champion. I just made that guy a winner. It's people think.
Like a couple of weeks ago, I don't know where we was racing at. It was Brian Angel and a couple others. We were just talking, aggravating one another in Discord, and he's like, how the heck you going so fast or this or that? And I'm like, well, try -4 and hook your right front up. I don't know if it was a big block. It was some kind of weird. It was a car that, he hadn't raced a whole lot of. And he's like, well, that made a world of difference. I'm like, it drives different. I said, I promise you, if you take your time, you're faster.
Yep.
And he was up there running with me for quite a few laps till he messed up. And I mean, that right there, a lot of the racing and staying up front is trying to be consistent and not making a mess up or get too loose, or that you need same lap time almost every time. And that's what wins a lot of races. And I'll be the first one to admit I'm not perfect at that. I mean, everybody sees that. I mean, look at last night in the Legends, second spot, first spot, spun it around. Didn't mean to. I just messed up,
Yep.
It happens to the best of us. But
it does.
A lot of us don't race that much. I know John, most usually, or Wayne, most of the guys, there's a few that, do a few other leagues, but not many. Most of us just race when, we've got a league race.
Yeah.
And that's like me. I got on in the last month on like 3 official race just to, I don't know, just to see if I could do anything in there, see. And I'm like, oh, heck with this. I'd rather be in the league,
Yep.
I just have more fun in here. The official races just ain't my cup of tea, but some of them, they're fun sometimes.
Yeah, and it's never the same way twice. Like for those that aren't familiar with the iRacing world that we live in, there's basically 3 categories of racing types, not race types, but race modes. No, that doesn't even sound right. Basically, what I'm trying to say is you've got official racing, you've got hosted racing, and you've got league racing. So obviously, league racing is potentially the best in that it's the most controlled. Hosted is probably the second best because it is somewhat controlled, and then officials, it's just hit or miss because there are no overheads watching the race, things like that. So it can be very interesting, but you can learn things from that do apply to league racing. If you sort of put yourself in a very unpredictable. So coming into the grassroots racing series or any Knuckleheadz racing league, you can sort of watch the guys. You know what they're capable of. You know what they'll try. Whereas with officials, things like that, it is completely random. You don't know if this guy is going to go 3 or 4 wide, if he's going to dive it in deep and just chuck a Hail Mary slider, things like that. So I find it's good to try them every now and then just to keep you on your toes or just to remind you why you don't race them. But they do that. I think everything has value in terms of giving you that little bit of skill set. I know that with me, I came in with the dirt street stocks when I first discovered this sim, and then discovered NASCAR, like the Class C truck racing. And I found that the getting loose, the getting sideways in the clay, was essential for helping me learn how not to lose control of the car and to keep it in a controlled slide and things like that. So grassroots racing series, the combos of cars that we had, the tracks, I think does the same. And we've also had the Run What You Brung series where you guys just put people out of their comfort zones. And I feel like you learn more from those than you do a 12 race limited late model race season or a dirt street stock, things like that. So yeah, the way that you guys do it, weird season, good, normal season, weird. I think you're going to keep everyone on their toes, and you're just going to continue. Well, I feel like we're going to do what we've been doing the last 3 seasons. We're going to continue to race some of you guys out of the league as you guys get better, and you sort of have to look for more challenges in sort of some of the other leagues, things like that. We saw that with Cody and his official racing as well. So it's, I don't know. I feel like I'm venturing in that blowing smoke up all your asses, to use an Australian term, but it's true. I can't say enough nice things about this league and the new guys. It is easily And look, any of you old leagues, anyone else that I've broadcast, any of my mates that I've made, feel free to call me out on this. But these guys are the best in terms of just everything, in terms of the continuity, the consistency, the camaraderie. What other C words can we use? It's like you say, you sit in Discord, you give each other shit. I've jumped into that Discord voice chat just to check in plenty of times, and it is a laugh, even when you're giving each other grief. So, big ups. So proud of you for taking this one out, Travis. It's been an awesome competition. Can't wait to see what the next one is. Let's not keep you too much longer. Let you enjoy your win. Finish out your Tuesday night in style. Before we let you go, though, brother, who do you need to give a shout out to? Friends, family, sponsors, neighbors, kids. Who do you want to give a thanks to?
Of course, always lovely wife, for letting me do it, for one. We got some that won't. But anyway, wife and kids. Of course, my shop always allows me to have the funds to do it, so to speak.
Exactly.
I always appreciate y'all, for you broadcasting, and of course, John, for keeping the league going. It's always been a blast, racing with everybody here. Manise, he helps move my paint, so I got to give him a little shout out every now and then.
Awesome. Well, look, congratulations yet again. Get on to Cody. Let him know that he's not the only McDonald with a Knuckleheadz championship under the belt. I look forward to the next season coming out and for you to sort of start your climb on whatever other championships you decide to make your target. I know that Josh obviously has already set his sights on the Roberts Electrical Dirt Street Stocks. We know that is one of the divisions that will most certainly be back. One of what I consider the flagship sort of division within the Knuckleheadz iRacing League season racing. So we look forward to that. Am I right in saying it's probably, a week, 2 weeks break between Grassroots ending and the next season sort of starting?
That's from what I'm gathering, yes.
Yep, excellent. I will keep an eye out for that. But you know me, guys. As I've always said, you guys just put the money in my account. I'll be there. It doesn't matter. I will make the days available for you guys because it's always a blast. All right, my man. Well, look, congratulations yet again. I've got to run, so I will let you go. Bragging rights until the next season begins belong to you, my man. Enjoy it.
Yeah, thank you, Bob. I really do appreciate it. I'm sorry I was concentrating on this race.
No, that's all right, brother. Best of luck. I hope you enjoy the success you deserve as you race your way through to the next season.
All righty. I appreciate you, Bob. We'll see you next season, man.
Catch you, bro. All right. That was our championship winner here tonight, Travis McDonald. He is our Grassroots Racing Series champion. We also spoke with Chris Standridge, who was our winner of tonight's race. I'm going to have to love you and leave. I'm a very busy man today. So, look, thank you so much for coming out. Marty, Dawson, Chad, Josh, Kelly, Vicky, Brent Wood, Team Yoda, Brian Angel, Branson Woodward, Braden Carter, Mike Manise, everyone. Love yous all. Thank you so much for watching. My name's Bob. Boy.